Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate everyone who's subscribing to the channel. I'm so happy about that. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to share the channel to everybody who might need financial assistance or might be working in the journey of budgeting in their life. So this might be very helpful to them as well. So welcome back to YouTube channel. And this installment is, well, I've done it. I've done the budget. Wrote it down, but it's so hard to follow it. So how do I make sure that whatever I have on the budget is exactly what I do? So today I'm going to give you some few tips that you can do to ensure that you follow the budget that you planned, to ensure that it is effective. So it can be possible that you do the budget, but it's not really effective because you are not following it, because you're struggling to adhere to your budget itself. So this video is definitely for you. So tune in. Okay, first one. The first tip that I have for you, have a goal for your budget life. Like, understand what you want to achieve with your budget life. One is, do I want to save? Do I want to move out of debt? Do I want to have financial management? Do I have like a goal that I want to reach? Do I want to go on vacation? Do I want to make sure that my kids' school fees are paid out every month? Or I want to do an adventure, I want to do a project in my house. Have a goal so that it motivates you to always visit your budget. So a goal, everywhere you go, like if you have a goal, you always work towards that goal. So your steps are moved or directed by the goal that you have set for yourself. So if your budget also, it has a goal on it, so every time you want to spend or do your thing, you always will consider looking at the goal, which is whatever you want to achieve with your finances. So always have a goal so that you do not move, or whatever, you don't move outside your goal or what you want to achieve in your finances, because once you have a goal, your steps will always be directed by what you want to achieve. So I will always say that. Number 2 point that I have for you, communication. So I feel like communicate whatever. You already have a budget, you have a goal, communicate to whoever is affected by your finances. If it's your partner, communicate that. If it's within your children, communicate that, because there will be changes that you need to do within your finances that might affect them, or may think that whatever you're doing is dululu, or may think that you're being selfish. So communicate what you want to achieve with your finances, to say, kids, by this time we want to do this ABCD, so ABCD won't be happening anymore. So always communicate it so that people are in alignment with you, so they understand when you can't do certain things because you are working on a budget and you have a goal to reach. So always communicate that, even with your friends sometimes, because as younger people always want to go out. So communicate to say, okay, I can only afford one outing, one expensive outing, another outing can be free, so that you and your friends are in the same commune, that okay, on the expensive one we can do one, but we also need to have like an outing that is free that we can all go to. So always communicate all of those things so that people don't find you weird or anything, because at the end of the day, if you have a goal, there will be things that you need to change, which leads me to my third point that I have for you, which is be willing to do the change. Be willing to do the change. Unfortunately, living on budget and ensuring that your finances are managed well, it means that you need to make a change. That change is you. It needs to be on you. The change needs to be you, because you need to make sure that you are willing to change, in a sense of, I need to apply more control. I mean, you need to apply more self-control now. So meaning I'm no longer gonna go out as many times as I wanted to go out. I'm no longer just gonna splurge on lunch every time I'm at work. I'm no longer gonna be buying a lot of junk food, or I'm no longer going to be doing certain things because I'm working on a budget and I have a goal to reach. So that means that you need to apply change in your life and be comfortable with that change. And no, sometimes at first it's not comfortable. Trust you me, I experienced that. It's not comfortable, but eventually you get used to it as you go about and you do it. So your budget life, your finances won't change if you deciding not to change. So you need to change, and you know where you need to change to. You need to change into giving your money to people. It's like, oh Shem, he needs it. Yes, I know that he needs it, but if he's not planning to bring it back, don't think about that. So think about such things. That means you need to make the change. It's on you. So please be willing to change. And on this one, I actually have a scripture for you. Philippians chapter 4 verse 13. It says that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. So trust that you can do the change. Trust it that I can do the change. I can change so that my finances work for me. Because at the end of the day, your money needs to work for you. It needs to please you, not everybody else who benefits from your money, but it needs to please you first as the owner and the receiver of this money. So please be kind to yourself and be willing to change, and tell yourself that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I am able to do all the changes necessary so that my finances are definitely in order. All right, number 4 point is, does a guy trust the process? Trust the process. And it's not gonna be starting with big things, but don't start with I want to save 12,000 and then even your expenses are literally 11,000 and your income is 15,000. It's a little bit impossible. Trust the process and start small. Start with baby steps. Start with small things that are small money that are wasting money. Like, start with small things, like, okay, maybe eating out more is wasting money. Maybe giving my money to people that don't bring it back is wasting money. Start with the small things so that you can achieve the bigger things. Because if you see the small things in the small things, then the change becomes big. Like, simple by saying, actually, I ensure that I make it my saving a debit order where I have no access to it. On my next upload, I'm going to talk about saving options, because I know sometimes people think that moving money to a pocket where you still have access it is a form of saving. It's still not. So we're gonna talk about that on the next installment. But where you make it a debit order, your saving points, so you are making a small change now, but it has a bigger influence, a bigger impact on your next life where you need it or where you have an emergency. So please start small and trust the process. Start very small. Take baby steps. If you're working on a debt, start by the aggressive debt that is giving you headaches at night, and maybe you may not attack all of them at the same time. Maybe start with the big one that's giving you the headaches, and eventually you will move out of debt, and eventually you can get the help that you need to get out of debt. So really start small and trust the process. Trust that it can be done, and it can be done by you. Definitely by you. So my last point that I have for you, point number 5, is pray about it. Pray about it. Pray about your finances. You know, sometimes we feel like God can do certain things, then he can heal people, he can help me at work, but he can help you in your finances about it. Whatever plan that you have about your finances, pray about it so that it can be a successful thing. You know, when God is in the midst, things become a success. So pray about your financial goals to God. Pray about your financial journey to God. But all what matters is that Uthixo sees the heart that you are wanting to do for your children and for your future children and children, so that you never live in lack forever and ever and ever and ever. So pray about it. Even any generational curses that might be attacking your finances, but you also you always end up in debt. We always end up in debt reviews. So pray about your finances that you don't hit any hiccups on it. So know your goal, pray about it, be willing to change, trust this process, start with baby steps, and then that will help you in your finance journey. And I always say that always visit your budget bandase, because at the end of the day, if I visit your budget, if you don't visit it, will reach the goal that you want to do it. So be intentional about visiting it. Visit with intention of knowing that the goal and I'm making this an intention. So when you just thinking like I will too, I it's not important. But the minute you are serious about your finances, make sure that you are intentional about visiting your budget so that it can work for you. And I say budgeting life can work. Trust you me, I'm evidence. My family, my friends, and some of my clients, trust you me, they're evidence that budgeting works. Wait for my next installment. See you on the next one.